Okay, so now the auxiliary belt's removed, I now need to remove the timing belt. To start with, I need to disconnect the battery, this and this. You need to remove these two bungs from the end of the camshafts. To do that, remove the engine hoist bracket, and what you're supposed to do is puncture them with a screwdriver and just prise them out, but I had to crowbar them out. Now I've got this one to do. I've already punctured it with a screwdriver, but I'm going to have to try and chisel it out. I mean, as you can see, there's a soft bit in the middle, but they're very wedged in. As you can see, I just prised it out. These do have to be replaced with new ones. So as you can see, they get completely destroyed, but that's part of the kit. Or you buy them. I think I've shelled out 6 notes for a new pair, and now you can see the timing marks, so I need to align them up. These cars don't have timing marks on them, so you need to align the timing up and then use a special tool and some locking pins. Now I have actually bought the tool for the job. It set me back 25 notes, and there it is. This goes into there when the marks are lined up. This goes down into the engine to keep the bottom crank locked, and this piece goes onto there. So I'm going to get on with lining up the marks on here and get the tool set in. I messed up big time, and what that was I removed the crankshaft pulley before putting in all of the timing locks, and then I screwed a nut in and turned it thinking that it would still turn all the camshafts, but there's no lock. This is held on with the nut, and it pressing against the timing belt pulley is what keeps it spinning. And when I took this off, put the bolt in and span it, it just span the crankshaft, and the camshafts stayed where they were, so I put the timing completely and utterly out. So if you're going to change dephaser pulleys or timing belt, do not remove this until you have locked the cams. This is how you lock the cam. You rotate the engine using that pulley until these are lined up. They line up. There's a line just across there where the rocker cover meets the cylinder head, and there's a little join line across there. These grooves in those two things should be level and just below that line, because those grooves are offset. It's a circle. They're circular, but instead of the groove going straight across the centre, they're offset, so that if you lock the cams with them like that, they'll be 180 degrees out. So the groove has to be positioned there, which puts them below that line. You'll also need the crankshaft locking pin, which is that silver thing there. Once the ends of these camshafts are lined up, you screw that in and then turn this clockwise until it stops up against that, and then the crank is at top dead centre, which means number 1 piston is at the top dead centre. Then you push that tool in to keep them locked, and then you lock the cams with this cam locking tool at the front, and that keeps all of your timing locked. And that's what I didn't do. It was easy to get the timing back. So this is what you do if you've lost your timing. If you remove this, there is a groove in the end of the crankshaft that should be vertically up at the top there. So what I did was, there's a white marker painted on it up there, which is lined up with the groove. So I span the crankshaft round, messed it up until it got to top dead centre. I took this plug off, put a long screwdriver in, and wound the crank round until the screwdriver was at its highest point, and I wound it back a tiny bit, put this crankshaft pin in, and then wound the crankshaft back round until it hit there. That put the crank at top dead centre. Then I rotated each of the camshafts individually by the nut on the end clockwise until it's groove lined up correctly to where it should be there, and then I got the timing set up. So yes, I messed up, but it was easy to get back into position. I've got the timing set back up as it should be. The new dephaser pulley has been fitted. I've ordered a timing belt from eBay. Set me back 23 notes, but whatevs. Okay, I needed to get this pulley off. So what you need to do is wedge your screwdriver into the flywheel to stop it turning. The red handle screwdriver wedged into the teeth of the flywheel. 18mm socket. So you ratchet through there. Really press down on the handle hard. It loosened. So now I can take this pulley off. There we go. And there is the bottom end of the cam belt. Pretty good socket, £1.37 I think from B&Q.